What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Brendan, aka Drip from Team D.D.D, back with another video. In today's video, we got our boy back, baby. It's been 4 long years, man. 4, almost 5. And we finally got our boy back. Colossus is back. I know myself, I've been waiting for this day for it feels like a millennia, even though it's just been 4 years. My favorite card, the single card that got me into competitive play of Yu-Gi-Oh! I only played casual since my childhood. As soon as I saw the art on this card, read what it did, I just became a competitive fan, a competitive player from there on, and it sucked me in and been playing ever since. So it's very sweet to have him back, ability to play him again. Granted, it's not the way I kind of would probably want to play it, but it's the most one of the most like consistent ways to kind of feel like the old deck basically. But yes, we got a Thunder Dragon deck profile for you guys today. This is going to be a very long video potentially because I'm going to be going in detail about everything, my thoughts early on, and then stuff like that, what I think about the actual engine / archetype of Thunder Dragons sitting in 2024 and stuff like that. So we're going to go over a lot. It's another reason why I just didn't shove this video out. I wanted to let it sit. I wanted to let it sit on my mind. I wanted to theorize, come up with my list, and then give it to you guys then. Because I don't want to just throw a list together, then throw it to you guys, and then throw you to the wolves. I want to make a list, know that it actually works, and then find out the issues with it, if it has issues, and then tell you guys that maybe you can make it better, or at least you know where the problems lie. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and get in this video. If you haven't already, please hit the like button. I love you so much for it. There's 3 different engines, and I'll explain why. For the Thunder engine, obviously 3 Battery Man. I'm not running Aloof Lupine. This one is better, even though this one's more susceptible to hand traps, because this one allows you to go an additional +1/+2 because of the token that it generates, and it's an actual Thunder, which comes up a lot. But with this card being a Thunder, it makes it to where obviously it's better than Aloof Lupine. That's why we're no longer running Aloof Lupine. But if you've been playing Thunder for as long as I have, which I'm sure you probably have been, you know this is the best starter anyways. For the actual Thunder Dragon lineup, we got 3 Roar. This is single-handedly the card that keeps you in the grind. People running less than this in like more of a purish state. I don't understand. Same fact with this one. This is the quick effect that basically keeps Titan live at all times. This is your Rhoda, basically. This is your Rhoda. So why would you want to play a Rhoda less than 3? Why would you want to play an E-Tele less than 3? Why would you want to play a recursion card less than 3? It makes no sense. This card right here, these got hit in the OCG for a reason at one point. Definitely him. So, like, I don't understand why people run it less than 3. Now, this one I can understand people run less than 3, but I want to run this at 3 because if I'm searching off of Dark, I don't want to be searching this. I want to search Fusion for a follow-up. So I'd like to have this in hand. Plus, the ability to be able to banish this and then recycle and draw like 3 or 4 or whatever is very, very nice too. So, but this one is one that you could potentially cut down to 2. I wouldn't cut to 1 unless you're running like the Runic version, because I do have a Runic build that I do run 1 of this in there because it's infinite recyclability with this one. But that one you're mainly relying on your Runic spells anyways. But I like 3 in this version of the deck, and I never bricked on it because in my theory, if you see any of your monsters, it's never a brick. And then I am running 3 Matrix. I'm not running vanilla, even though it's not a vanilla, but OG Thunder Dragon, I'm not running it. It's only good, in my personal opinion, and through theory testing and crafting, that it's only good in the danger variants, and I'm not running dangers because all the good ones besides Nessie are limited. Now, if we had 3 Such and 3 Jack, then that would be different. But we don't like we used to back in the day. So I want all my Thunder Dragons to do something. And obviously, yes, OG does something, but it mainly only does with Titan, so it has to be paired with Titan. These are good on their own, but also are good with Titan. These two alone right here, if this gets stopped and you have another way extension, you can activate these This to search another copy of self. This to buff this, and then tribute this for Colossus. So these paired with this is still a 1-card Colossus, 1.5 to 2-card Colossus. This, like I said, this is your recyclability, and this you just want it anyways because it's a 1-card Colossus, 1.5 card Colossus too. So like that's another reason why this is important, because this permanently buffs something, and it is paired with Battery Man to become a 1-card Colossus. So, and like me running less than 3 of this was like really awkward. I didn't really like it, but ever since I added this to 3, I really like it because they also all replace themselves. When this leaves the board, it replaces itself. When this leaves the board, it replaces itself. Likewise, etc. So back in the day, I know we used to not even run this at all, and if we did, we only ran it at 2. But at 3, I just really feel like it's so much more versatile at 3 now. Definitely with the Bystials because, like I said, it replaces itself. But that's it for the Thunder engine. Besides the 1 fusion, you don't need 2. Even in pure, you don't need 2 because you have infinite ways of recycling this with Roar. It's just, you don't need 2. For the Bystial lineup, I got 2 Lebellion. A couple of reasons I'm only running 2s. One, I couldn't find a 3rd. By the way, shout outs to all the homies. Andrew, Steele, Tanner, everybody. Even the ones that didn't loan me cards. Eric, everybody. All the homies. All the homies for allowing me to borrow cards to even bring this profile to you guys. Everybody at my locals, all my teammates and stuff. I love my team and every person on it. Just the most chill homies. But I only run a 2 because you don't want to brick on it either. And like, just once you get 1 in rotation, you could use 1 if you have to banish 1 or it gets banished by like an SP or something. But you only need 2. 2 Sarnair because you need to get the spell and trap in rotation. Spoiler alert, I'm running Branded Beast despite popular belief of not running it because they don't think it's good, which I can understand why, but I like it. 1 Magnemite, 1 Druis Worm, and 1 Beldrake. Solemn Judgment on legs is really nice. This just being able to search anything basically. This to be spot removal is really nice. Definitely paired with Branded Beast. Like that's another reason why I wanted to play Branded Beast because well, let me go ahead and put them out here. Right here. Because like the way Thunder Dragon sits in 2024, it doesn't put up a serious unbreakable board, and it's not even really that intimidating in its own stance. Like an Appaloosa for 3 or 4 with a Colossus, maybe a Titan if you're lucky. But then if you don't, that's if you don't play the Bystials. But if you play Bystials, then the Bystials insulate your board and make it more of a danger, and it also gives you extra layers in the form of different form of interaction with your opponent. This gaining you more resources, this being spot removal, definitely paired with this, you can spot removal 2 cards for the price of 1, basically. So like even if they like Dark Ruler you or whatever, you still have the Bystial stuff to play with. If they Lightning Storm you, then you still have the like your back row and stuff, then you still have your Colossus and the rest of your stuff to play with. So like it gives you different layers and insulates your board to make it more of a threat is another reason why I like the Bystial package. So unfortunately, if you saw one locals live last night, because the time of recording this is the day after locals, the locals live series. There's a lot of games where I was just unfortunately seeing nothing but this. I wasn't even seeing Horus or Thunder. It was literally just this engine and nothing else, which is very frustrating because it was mainly just Bystial control at that point. Round 3 it was. Round 3, game 1, I believe it was. You saw me actually get the chance to go full freaking combo with this deck. And typically I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, Drip, you're playing 3 engines. It's obvious that you're going to brick at some point. Yes, but at the same time, this engine that I'm showing you now feeds me into the rest of my engines. Because you just make zombie vampire, and if you just see any of your thunders, because that like this can, if you mill a hawk or a matrix or whatever, you can add back. Or if you mill this, you can use the roar to add back and then tribute off and then get your rest of your engine going. Or if you don't even see thunder at all and you just see Bystial plus this, then you just mill with zombie vampire, and then you mill thunder names and then you just banish them with Bystials. But this engine right here is absolutely mandatory. Absolutely mandatory. If you are wanting to play Thunder Dragon at its peak, at its most potential right now with the support and cards that we have, there is no way around not playing the Horus engine. If you do not want to put the money into the Imsetis, that is perfectly fine. At least try to get one if I were you. If you don't even want to do that, get 3 King Sark and the crappy Horus cards. I mean the cheap ones. This one, Drumataf, the shitty one that protects targeting. Just run 3 King Sark. The reason why is because now in 2024 we no longer have access to 3 Chaos space. So you have to get your Thunder Dragons in the graveyard or you're not going to play. Because if you don't, the second you normal summon Batterman, you're just going to get impermed. And then you just lose. Because you have no way to get your guys in graveyard. Dangers is just... I'm sorry, hit the thing. Dangers are just too inconsistent. It's not a guarantee. King Sark is a guarantee. What else? But yeah, you have to run this because that's why this is so important. On top of that, the ability to make number 90, even though I wish number 90 wasn't generic, because if you know me, you know, then I'm a Galaxy House player at heart, and I'm afraid that card's going to get hit because of degenerates like me and other people using it in other decks. But no, the reason why I'm not running 3 King Sark is because I have Imseti. If you don't have Imseti, but you still want this engine, run 3 King Sark. All you need this engine for mainly is to mill with Zombie Vampire and mainly to get your Thunder Dragons in graveyard. So you can banish them with the Bystials or use your Thunder Dragon Hawk to bring them back to make Colossus and just link climb. I can't stress that enough. That's the reason why I run this. Also, it like I said about the branded, the Bystial stuff. This insulates your board to give you different options and different things to make. And different like interruptions and stuff like that. So I just had too much on my mind and it probably didn't make sense. But like this gives you different layers of interruption because you can just sit on these, and if they like these alone are a problem. Definitely Imseti. Because a lot of people forget that as long as this is on the board, your Horus cards can't be destroyed by card effects by anything that doesn't target. So like against my homie Andrew, I was playing against his Voiceless Voice branded, and I got rid of his Mirror Jade, and in phase he forgot that it can't destroy this because Mirror Jade doesn't target. So there's that too. So it's like the Horus cards are very important. I'm not running I'm not running any Chaos cards. I'm sorry, despite popular belief, I don't like them because I consider those bricks. My personal opinion. So I'm not running the Creator. I'm not running Levy. It's already hard enough to get names in graveyard anyways. Why brick on cards that require you to have cards in graveyard to banish in order to summon them? My personal opinion, this is just me and my playstyle. These right here are your Chaos cards. These are your Chaos cards. Granted, they're not Chaos cards, but you get what I'm saying. These are your ones that you summon. And they are less stupid and annoying as the other ones because these only require 1, light or dark, to summon. And they're hand traps. So why would you want to play more of risk cards like Creator? Granted, it's nice, the Monster Reborn, something from Banish Pile or whatever, and then Levy to Hand Loop 1 or whatever, Pop or Reborn or whatever. But they require so much freaking setup. A lot of people, I feel, are just still stuck in the way we played it in 2019 and 2020, that they don't want to move past that because that's the way when you pick a deck up and you play it and then you set the deck down and you don't touch it for a while and you come back years later, you pick it right back up again, you're going to remember all the stuff that you played it the way you did before. But if you don't try to engineer it a little bit to change it up or nothing, and try to combat the modern meta, you're not going to really get to move anywhere or go anywhere with it. And that's what I'm trying to do with it now. This is just me and my play style and the way I outlook it. If you want to play it differently, that's perfectly fine. I'm just here to tell you what works best for me and to see if our play styles are the same, so I can set you all up for success. Because if you're new to the videos and new to my channel, all I do around here is try to set you all up for success and to get the insight, get the knowledge of the deck, and to feed it to you guys if you are just now stepping into this deck, basically. because that's the way I approach all my videos, is that this is the first time that you all see in this profile or this archetype or whatever the case may be. So yeah, moving on to non-engine. I wanted all my non-engines to be blowouts. 3 Nibiru and then just 2 talents. Granted, talents is not really a blowout, but Nibiru is, and it's a light. I really wanted to run Shifter, but Shifter conflicts with the Horus cards too much. Yes, it conflicts with Bystials, but it conflicts with Horus way too much. Because I needed a win con, because like Colossus is not enough of a win con when you play against my opponents. The reason why I say my opponents, I literally summoned Colossus for the first time in 4 fucking years last night, and past turn to proceeded to get impermed. My opponents always have it all. So like, and just in case if yours does too, then you need you need a different win con. And right now, Shifter is a win con. But there's no other true starters in the form of getting cards in the graveyard or sending them to the graveyard, not for cost, to be able to proc my Thunder Dragon effects. But Nibiru, now that the Omni Negates are out of the format, they either have to be playing a rank 8 package like us to be able to make number 90, or be playing a Synchron package to make Crystal Wing, or they're playing directly head-on into the rock. So that's why you need to play this, in order to combat the format, to keep everything in check. But that's it for the non-engine. I didn't really miss anything else, because the rest of it, like the hand traps, I mean, the Bystials are kind of like hand traps. Granted, we're still in a fire format, but like Voiceless Voice and Rogue deck still play into it. Now for the spells / extenders. People forgot about this card. I got 2 Ready Fusion because the old school Kaminari attack. Because people still forget that Thunder Dragon is the reason why this card got put to 1, because of Kaminari attack. So why not play its productive counterpart that still summons Kaminari attack? Because it's literally consistency. If you normal summon Battery Man, it gets hit, you have a Thunder Dragon effect in hand, you just activate this or this, summon Kaminari attack and banish and go off, just like we did in the old days. So the fact that I've looked around and seen a couple of lists not running this, I just found that incorrect. Definitely if you're not running the Runic version, you're running more of a pure Aura Bystial and not running that, I find that very incorrect. Another card that we got put to 1 back in the day is Gold Sark. It's a 1-card combo, basically. It's a very good extender. Gets you access to the opposite name that you don't have. I couldn't tell you how many times I used this to banish like a Matrix, and then a Matrix to add itself back, so I have all 3 names in rotation. Because this doesn't always have to be Banish Roar to summon Dark, etc. It can be more than that. It can get you access names, because like I was about to pass turn and like I needed more interaction with Titan, because I had Titan but I didn't have access. I had Dark in hand or something like that, but I wanted access to another name, so I was just like Gold Sark, banish Matrix, add another copy of itself, and then I had Dark on my opponent's turn with Matrix. So I had more than enough to paired with the rest of my board. And then the last card in the deck is Foolish Burial, because it's literally a 4th Battery Man. And it's Battery Man when Battery Man gets hit by Impermer or an interruption. Nothing needs to be said about that. This is a clean 40, not clean 40, but a 41 card list. Nothing I would really change at the moment. I'm obviously going to try to do what I can to like innovate new things and new ideas and stuff. This is just version 1, and this throughout the entire week of since Saturday, last Saturday when the ban list got announced. That's why I've been kind of quiet in the Discord and stuff. Shouts to the Discord fam for helping me out too. Fear in the Discord, you're my homie, dog. I've been just crafting this and trying to make the list as good as I can. That's another thing I want to go to. If you made it this far and you're part of the Discord fam, shout outs to you guys. This list I kind of was like made by me, a couple of my teammates, and my Discord fam, mainly Fear in the Discord. He really helped like pick my brain and give me ideas, or help me come to a conclusion on what I wanted to choose and the route I wanted to go and stuff like that. So shout outs to you all, and shout outs to everybody like that. So I wanted to say that too. Onto the extra deck. one anima because it's we don't have Link Rebo anymore. But also, it's actually very good because if you nib them, you just put the nib token, summon this, and then off of the Battery Man token or normal Matrix, because sometimes you have to normal Matrix and then link the Matrix off into the graveyard to access a Bystial. So, to get Bystial access. So, like, if you open Terrible. So, this is actually not a bad card. The rest of the links. One Happy Masquerena. One Little Knight. One OG. I'm going to take a pause here real quick. The OG was actually the Link 3 Blackluster Soldier card, but I can't find my copy, so I had to throw this in to last second, which I never really summoned this and never came up, but like in theory, it's a good Monster Reborn to bring back your main deck monster, your main deck Thunder monsters or whatever. But I would run the Link 3 BLS to help out monsters, and in theory, it's technically a Towers that basically gives you a main deck Towers because that's what you kind of need in this deck to stall. You need stall cards sometimes to stall the game in order to get the game going back in your favor. That's another reason why I like the Bystial Control version of the deck that I'm playing because it stalls the game out and tries to slow the game down in your favor. Because in theory, if you look at it, that's all Colossus is a control card anyways, is a control card. If you play Pure Thunder back in the day, all it was a control deck. It was a mid-range control deck, mainly control. So, it pairs well with engines like that. Yes, when we started playing Dragon Link with LP, Argapane, and Pisty and all that back in the day, then it became a combo deck. But that was basically a combo deck that utilized Colossus, basically. But yeah, play the BLS Link 3 because it's a Towers, and if you make it with a level 7 or higher, then it becomes a problem for your opponent. And then the next ban list, Appaloosa. This card is ridiculous. Definitely if you can make this and then pair it with your Titan and Colossus, it makes those annoying opponents that always draw Imperm decide, do they want to add cards to their hand or they want me to negate 4 monsters. So yeah, Apple just always puts in work. It's really nice to run this card because I honestly have not ran Apple in a long freaking time. It's been a long time since I ran Apple. Might have been back when I ran like Crusadia or back when I ran Thunder last time. I don't know. It's been a very long time. That's it for the links. You don't need no Boral Sword. Our monsters are huge as is. Yeah, I feel like any deck that runs like Horus monsters doesn't need Boral Sword because or access code, because all of our stuff's pretty much 2 attributes anyway, so you're only gonna get 2 pops, not necessary. On to the fusions. The fucking boy, baby. Let's go. Oh my god, he's so fucking sexy. Yeah. Sorry, guys. I just love this card so much. I'm sorry. 1 Thunder Daddy, 2 of his brothers, bro, because you need 2. Obviously, if you're a Thunder Dragon OG like myself, you know you need 1 in the summon and need 1 in the deck to shuffle the other one back to be able to summon again. So, like, if they out your 1 Colossus, you need a 2nd Titan. If they out your 1 Colossus or 1 Titan, to shuffle these back to summon the other one. So you always keep 1 in rotation. So, yeah. But that's there's those, and then we are on the Kaminari attack, 1 Kaminari attack, and then 1 Millennium Eyes for hand traps. And it's really nice too sometimes if it comes up where you can, because like these are my only targets for the Ready Fusion and the Instant Fusion. So like if you draw Instant Fusion and you have combo, you can just summon this and then make sure they don't hand trap you. Pretty much that's all it is security. And then if they hand trap you or this is very good against fire too, because against fire this makes it to where their princess is never going to resolve, because if they try to princess and grave, you just eat that shit, and then you can link this away into anima and potentially take something else if they are stupid and play into the anima zone. So you pretty much out 2 cards and you out 2 cards and 3 interactions with 1 single instant fusion. So that's why I'm running this card right now. Granted, you can eventually later on down the road change this to whatever you want. This is just what I want for now and protect myself and insulate my plays and make sure they resolve. And then 1 OG Kaminari attack for consistency. But that's basically it for the fusion part of the extra deck. Moving on to the rest. XZs, I don't know why people don't run this because we have so many level 6s, whether it's our Bystials or our Roars, because Roars, ironically, a level 6. Wallow, this is a very nice to sometimes pair with your inboard of like Colossus, Apple, and then this if you open like optimal enough, because this is a good interruption at that. Definitely against fire. It's very good. Moving on. One Photon Lord for Nib protection. One Zombie Vampire for the mills. Milling, using this to mill and then summoning a battery man off of this is fucking like drugs. It gets you it gets your dopamine levels there. But yeah, I think I did that once last night or something. It's just insane. And then one Typhon. This card is just too free not to play. Yeah, it turns off your Titan, but who cares? It doesn't turn off your Colossus, and that's all that matters. And then the card that put in the most work in the last card in the extra deck, this card just puts in so much work, and it goes back to the thing that we need towers or whatever, and that is Angel. Excuse me, I'm talking so much, my throat's itching. But yeah, Chaos Angel. This card is just disgusting. You can make this with light and dark, so it becomes a problem and hard to out. And this is just like I mentioned earlier. It's a stall card that helps you stall to gain access in your favor. There was one game last night where I ended with this plus an SP Little Knight up top, and then like a Bystial or something like that. It was something like that. It was full combo. It was absolutely disgusting. Because he just had he had nib, but he held nib too long, and I just made this. And because like I didn't make this until after I knew I was safe from nib, because I had a bad feeling that he had nib, so I didn't summon this. I summoned this, and where this was unaffected by nib anyways. And then I made this to protect myself, and then I just went with this, and then I had Little Knight just in case to banish something else to try to prevent something or whatever. And then he tried to nib, and it was too late because I already had this, but. It was insane. But that's it for the extra deck. I'm going to show you the side deck because it is a tournament deck. But that's literally the side deck. I just threw that shit together. I ain't going to lie to you. Because I was running in a time crunch. But in theory, in a new format outside of the fire, it's still it's a very solid side deck. I started out for Degenerates because we were running the Bystial engine, so this card's literally free if you see it. And that is 3 Eradicator, because Konami never touched this card. Card's literally free. Why not? And then 3 Evenly, because it just eats boards. 3 Dark Ruler, because of Sprite and whatever else. Sword Soul, everybody's going to be trying to Proto Shoe, and then still end it on like a Shishao and a Long Young. So yeah, they might Proto Shoe. Sure, that's a lingering effect. It resolves, whatever. But I'm going to turn off the rest of it. And then 3 of the MVP, Droplets. Droplets doing what Droplets always does, and that is getting negations through and getting cards in the graveyard. Using this to turn off shit to get my Thunder Dragons in graveyard to be able to banish them with Bystials is Chef's Kiss. And then Labyrinth and every other rogue deck, Lightning Storm and Duster. Basically it for my side deck that I threw together in like 3 minutes. But yeah, that's basically it for the main extra and side deck. Thunder for the actual engine is like, it pairs very well because it trades very well into fire. Because of at least the version that I'm playing, like all the monsters, like I said, replaced themselves. So like with fire and stuff liking to pop your stuff, they all replace themselves, whether it be via hand or via field. You're not totally losing out on resources. And then once you get your Titan or your Colossus established, they can't be destroyed by card effect because you just keep banishing your craft to protect them. Excuse me, throat's itching. So like, you don't really care that much. So that's another reason why I think the engine, actual Thunder Dragon engine, when you see it and you get it rolling, it's very hard to slow it down because it has an infinite resource loop, and it's just very, very good at trading and into boards and grinding. It's like I was telling one of my boys last night. I said one of the reasons why my personal opinion, toss format, eternal format, or whatever you want to call it, was the best format or one of the best formats, unbiased opinion, is because every single deck in that format was a grindy deck, and they traded very well into other boards. It's the reason why like the big four traded in their own rights and had their own good matchups against each other. But granted, though, they still translate well today into modern decks as well. Granted, Striker's power crept as hell, for the most part, in my personal opinion, even though it's still an okay deck. Salad still dies to the rock, but that's nothing new. But it has a very good grind game. But when it comes to like Orcust and Thunder, they have an infinite loop of grind. So outside of trading into boards very well, they both do very well at looping and staying in the game, and they're never truly out unless you just don't draw well. So, or you misplay or don't play into follow up, like providing yourself follow up. So like, I think this deck is very very good. Um, it's just it's unfortunate that we have to play so many engines just to get things rolling. Now, if we have better starters to where we could literally play non-engine instead of the Horus engine and just rely on Bystials and Thunder, then that would be very, very solid and very, very like ideal. But it just can't in today's economy. I feel like all three engines, in my personal opinion, are necessary and needed in order to play the deck at its highest peak right now. Now, the runic version is very, very solid, but I think we are still in a hand trap format. Yes, board breakers are a lot better now than they were, I think, in past, but I think it's a 60-40 split in the form of being a hand trap and a hand trap format being 60 and 40 being board breakers, or even less than that. It could be a 70-30, but like it's hard to play runic in my personal opinion in a hand trap format, because if you let your opponents go completely off, you're probably not playing. Like, you just let fire go off, it's hard to break through that board with runic. If you let Raid Raptor go off, they make towers. You're not breaking that with runic. You let Voiceless Voice go off without stopping them, you're definitely going to be really struggling to break that board with runic, because none of their shit can be targeted. You literally have to get access to the runic destruction and hope they don't negate it with their ritual. No, their ritual's a monster negate. Sorry, but whatever, you know me. You get what I'm saying. But like, either way, like, I don't know. It's just the targeting protection. It's just, I don't know. It's just runic is like, it has its formats to where it's good. That's why I know it's a frustrating deck to play against, but runic has an actual engine, not the annoying like stun / shit. Runic, an actual engine, is a necessary evil, in my personal opinion. But like, I think this is the better version to play right now, in my personal opinion. But if you don't think so, then that's perfectly fine. I'm just trying to help you all out. But other than that, that's enough rambling. I think I've mentioned everything that I wanted to mention. I hope you all enjoy the video. Sorry I kept you waiting so long, but like I said, I just don't want to put out product unless I believe in it, and I believe in this. I went X2. My matchups were Voiceless Voice. I lost that one. Sword Soul, I won that one. Sprite, I won that one. Sprite Melfi, I won. It was Sprite Melfi, I won that one. So Voiceless Voice, I lost. Sword Soul, I won. Sprite Melfi, I won. And then what was the other one? Oh, Evil Eye, Punk Evil Eye. That was my homie Eric. I lost that one. My boy cooked me. 2-0'd me, I think it was. It was rough. No, I won 2-1 because I won game 1. Yeah. I won game 1. Yeah, and now I lost game 2, game 3. But other than that, I really like the deck. I really happy Colossus is back. I've already found ways to use them generically. It's disgusting. But other than that, be on the lookout for future content. Please hit the like button if you haven't already. If you made it this far, then shout out to you. You're a real homie. I warned y'all it's going to be a long video. Check out the description for all the ways to support me. Patreon, if you want like to pick my brain more, or if you're new to the game and you want like not Yu-Gi-Oh tutoring / training, I can help with that. merch store, Discord fam, all that's down there below. Whatever you want to do, you can go check that out below, and I love you so much for it. But it's your boy Brennan, aka Drip from Team D.D.D. Checking out till next time. Peace. Good dueling, my guys.